Welcome to Park Bench Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
Good morning. It's Randy Goodman here from Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I'm here with our naturopathic doctor and all kinds of other incredible, wonderful things which you'll hear about. Cheryl Ivaniski, welcome.
Hi, Randy.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. I would not miss this. Are you kidding?
Okay, well, I'm super excited to chat with you because you are a woman of many things, and not only the diabetes specialist, but all kinds of other wonderful things. So I want you to tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we'll get into some more nitty-gritty questions.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thank you, Randy. So my name is Cheryl Ivaniski, and I come from a background of really wanting to help people. My grandparents and parents are really great humanitarians, and I guess that was natural for me. So my background is really in helping people with their health. Traditionally trained, and as you mentioned, Randy, holistically and naturopathically trained. So being able to combine both of those to help myself and other people live a positive and proactive lifestyle to prevent things and to really, supercharge our immune systems and our health to live our best life is really what I'm about. And as you mentioned, I specialize in an area that's close to my heart because diabetes has been in my family, and I too have type 1 diabetes. So I really reach out to self-empowerment with health and to that community of people with diabetes and preventing, reversing, and restoring their health.
So that's really interesting. I mean, you're brilliant in so many ways. I have so much respect for you as a person and a business person. Can you tell us a little bit about because you mentioned your type 1 diabetes, and I know there's also type 2. Can you give us the short answer on the difference between type 1 and type 2?
Sure, absolutely. So short answer is diabetes is an issue with our ability to utilize insulin in the body. And there's nearly 500 million people with diabetes, 90% of whom have type 2 diabetes, which means the pancreas works. There's insulin that's produced from the pancreas, but it's unable to work efficiently being absorbed into the receptor cells in the body. So people with with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes have the gift of learning all they can because they can actually restore and reverse their type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
So thank goodness. Type 1 is an immune system issue, and that means that it's a lot more work, and they're dependent on insulin to survive.
Wow. Wow. And you are type 1.
I am.
Okay. So what made you get into the health industry in the first place?
What made me get into the health industry in the first place was my parents, with their generation, said, you are going to school and you are getting a trade as long as you're under our roof, which was smart. And I was not going to be a nurse. And I loved the tooth fairy, the woman that came from the health department and taught about dental hygiene and prevention.
Okay.
And all you could do. So I took that, and in grade 5, I knew what I wanted to do.
Wow.
And built that into something more as years went on.
You know what? It's amazing that at grade 5, you're like 10 years old and you already knew what you wanted to do. Like, how many people leave high school or even college or university that don't have a clue what they want to do? So it's kudos to you.
Well, thanks. You know what? It's interesting how people can influence your life, isn't it?
Yeah, it just takes that one thing to resonate with you at the right time, and you're good to go. So I love that. Thank you. So tell me what you do in the community, because I know you're doing a lot of different things. So I won't give any away. I want to let you speak to it. But
Sure.
tell us what you do for the community and how you're helping people.
Sure. So over the last 30 some odd years, I've been actually a public servant for the community, starting out actually in public health, so community at large. And over the years, I've probably spoken to over maybe 1,500 audiences in different countries and in North America. And my contribution is really in my disseminating of proactive and preventive holistic information that's really not out there, and coaching programs for health professionals and people with health challenges.
Wow. Well, I love that you're doing that. So what specifically do you offer people?
Okay, so I offer people two major signature programs. One is the 7 Habits of Highly Healthy People for absolutely everyone who's interested in proactive and preventive health.
Okay.
And the second one is the 21 Secrets to Living Your Most Powerful Life with Diabetes. So that's actually talking about all the preventive things to restore blood sugars to normal. And for those of us with type 1 diabetes, to live the most powerful life complication free.
Wow. Okay, I love that. And clearly it took a lot of research on your part in order to put this
Ooh,
kind of program together,
ooh,
and a great support team, of course. But, you know, I love what you're doing, but I understand also that you've spoken all over North America or even wider range than that.
yeah, yes, yes.
So
So
where have you helped people, in what countries, cities?
okay, great. So along the way, I've also created my private college in the late 90s. And so I have an academy where I train health professionals and healers. So that work actually took me over to the Middle East, into Israel and Egypt in the early 90s. It's also taken me to England. It's taken me throughout and across from coast to coast in the United States, through many of the states, across Canada. And of course, online, that reaches globally. And there's some upcoming initiatives to reach over 100 countries internationally in the months to come. So it's broad.
Wow, I love it. So Cheryl, what kind of resources and different things are you bringing to the community?
Oh, thank you, Randy, for asking, because as we know, these are changing times, but I am so jazzed. I am so excited because now it's people who are heart-centered really want to support one another. And now it's all about health and well-being.
Mhm.
And so what's really great is now there are free, like 5-day challenges. There are summits. There are free access to really great contributors. So recently, as in yesterday, which came up the day before, I was able to interview a 7-time New York Times bestselling author, and someone who has a retreat that goes for 90 days, if you could believe it. And it's Dr. Joel Furman, who's becoming a friend, and we have some initiatives coming up together. But it's bringing people who are interested in their health and really taking a preventive and proactive approach so that they get to add the years without the what we think is a normal aging process to life. And I have so many great specialists that I bring in about, sleep, and about movement, and about sound nutrition, and about that support what I'm doing too, which is, anyone who is about preventing any challenges in their life knows that they can follow the diabetes-free lifestyle. And that's what it's all about. So bringing people those resources, whether it's webinars, whether it's Q&A live, whether it's part of coaching programs with special access. And you mentioned a few people too that we mutually know. So it's really about bringing the community access to the true experts as well.
You know, I love that you're doing that, Cheryl, because you are an expert in so many different realms, but you're not just saying, hey, look at me, I know everything, I can answer all your questions. You're bringing in other experts from around the world that people may or may not be familiar with, and helping to share even more information and more resources for people so that they can tap into what's really truly going to help them and who they resonate with, because we don't all resonate with everyone.
Right.
right?
No,
And there
absolutely.
may be a specific niche or a specific topic that they need to dive into, that one person may be, not so familiar with, but another person could be quite knowledgeable in. And I love how you bring all the different community people together. Yeah, and you did a summit as well, right? You did
I
an
did do a
incredible
summit,
summit. Oh my
and
God.
yes, it was great. And I have to tell you, in the last few years, more than ever before, there's one word that I love, and that's collaboration. And that's when you're truly in the space of collaboration, it is about others. It's
Yeah.
truly about disseminating information and bringing that information to others, and it's sharing the platform and rising the platform. So that's what really excites me. And yes, so there was a summit, there's this 5-day challenge, there's free Facebook groups, but like you know what, I've probably done 7 or 8. I've been writing all my life, but didn't really focus on authoring until the last couple of years. And what's really great is I've brought together, and it's still growing, so I've brought together at least a dozen of really great professionals, and we're doing our collaboration on holistic diabetes solutions as well.
Yes.
And Joel is in our book as well. Dr. Furman is in our book as well. So you don't know where things lead to, and it's about being open to it and welcoming the invitations.
Yes, and you are so good at this. You're so
Thank you,
good.
Randy.
You're so good at bringing people together, but not just any people. You bring the right people together, the right ones who are really super focused on the different health issues that you want to speak of. And I know you're focusing a lot on the diabetes realm. So, but you're also very knowledgeable in other areas as well. So I really, really strongly suggest that people reach out to you, because not only are you the expert and so knowledgeable in all these different health fields, but you're also connected
Yes.
to some really incredible people who can
Yes.
share. And so how can they sign up to, I know the summit's done, but
Yeah.
is there a way for them to actually be able to listen to all those interviews again?
Yes. So that's a really great question. So actually, there's a couple of initiatives happening. Yes. So they can tune into holisticdiabetessolutions.com. And what's in our Facebook group, we're bringing in mystery guests.
No.
So we're having specialized mystery guests.
Okay.
And that looks like Olympians, it looks like, best-selling authors,
Wow.
it looks like doctors, it looks like mindset professionals. I even have the woman who got Oprah her first radio show, put Anthony Robbins on the stages in the first 2 to 5 years of his career, and was the co-creator and founder of Landmark Education.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm bringing this to people. They can find us there. Cheryl Ivaniski is about self-empowerment and living the lifestyle with a healthy living. And Holistic Diabetes Solutions is specific to diabetes, but it's all lifestyle living. So I'm excited.
I love it. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Brandy. We'll see. And there's some upcoming initiatives to reach over 100 countries internationally in the months to come. So it's broad.
Wow. I love it. I love it. And what's the best way for people to reach out to you, Cheryl, if they want to get a hold of you? Because I know this information that you have, especially about diabetes, and what are the stats and how many people out there probably have it?
Just under 500 million people. So it's the biggest pandemic. And I know we're dealing with other pandemics right now, but this is the biggest pandemic. And the unfortunate issue about that is half the people who have pre-diabetes and diabetes actually don't know it until they have a major complication.
Right.
So it's really important for people to be proactive. And that is not, that's a statistic that is global. And so no one goes untouched.
Okay. And then you've got different types of diabetes. You've got not just the type 1 and type 2, but you've also got the juvenile, and people who are pregnant can get diabetes and lose it.
Right.
So there's quite an audience out there of people who
Yes.
could be helped, right?
Yes. Yes, they're exactly like what you said. Yes.
And if people, like, I mean, there's probably a lot of people, like 500 million or half whatever, that know that they have it. And then for those that don't know they have it, are there any symptoms that we can kind of share with them, or they might question if they have it and might want to take a little, like, make a few changes and reach out to you? Who
You know,
would those people be?
that's a really, really great question, because when blood sugars are elevated or they go in and out of that, or that's called insulin resistance, people kind of think that maybe they're overdoing things when they feel tired, and it's a chronic fatigue, because it can be subtle. But when you start to have a dehydration where you're not just thirsty, but you're getting to the point where you're parched, like really dry, and you find that you're running to the washroom a lot, and you know that you just don't have the energy and stamina that you normally do.
Okay.
And when you notice that your vision may be blurry at times or a challenge, those are cardinal signs right there.
Wow. Okay. And I hear from a lot of people when they're feeling like that. So,
Yes.
and I have a friend right now who said she was feeling all those things and having all those symptoms. And she was like, what am I doing here? I need to change my health. And she did. And she's
Right.
not feeling any of those things anymore.
Which is beautiful. These are warning signs, and some of them can be subtle, but it's not so subtle what's happening on the inside of your body, because that's actually stealing days, weeks, months, and years from your life.
Well, I think it's amazing that if you're type 2, that you can actually make some changes
Oh,
to
it's huge. It's huge.
rectify it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then type 1, I know you're very familiar with. Not only are you teaching practitioners and us, normal folk, um, who aren't professionals, but there's things that they can do to live a healthier life as well. So please, I want everybody to reach out to Cheryl, because she really is the expert in this area. So Cheryl, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
So the best way for people to get a hold of me is to come to holisticdiabetessolutions.com. And just as it sounds, and also you can come to CherylIvaniski.com. So there's life-giving information, and honestly, diet testing for diabetes isn't really a standard test that's done on annual physicals with people either. So people really need to look at inside for themselves and really take a stand for being as healthy as possible. So, you could reach me at either of these places. And also we have, Facebook groups that are free with information too, again, at holisticdiabetessolutions.com.
Okay, perfect. And we'll have all those links for you in this interview texting below. But also, if you look behind Cheryl on her banner, it says Holistic Diabetes Solutions. So you can just add the .com, so you don't have to question how to spell it. It's right there.
Right.
And, yeah, no, thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing with us. It's been an honor to have you on.
Well, thank you, Randy. It's great to be here because you are so amazing. And it's great that people connected us in our community.
Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Cheryl. And thank you for sharing with us. And please, everybody, connect with Cheryl. And we will see you on the next interview.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.